Are we on? Calling the Parks Department and Recreation Board October 28th meeting to order, 6 p.m. at the Lodge. Acceptance of the minutes. Has everyone had a chance to review? Does anybody have a question on the minutes of the Park Board meeting from September 23rd of this year? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
Allison Todd, I move to approve.
John Wesley, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed, so minutes approved. I have the sign-in sheet there.
This evening, October 28th, 2025, we have a lengthy guest list, including and limited to the esteemed Kevin Webb. Welcome. Good to see you.
Okay, and did you want to announce the officers and everybody?
Oh, sure. Also present is Mike McCarowitz, president. Don Winsley, contributing member. Eric Dittmers, park director. And myself, Allison Todd, secretary.
Okay, well, thank you. Introduction of guests and members is done. Communications, Eric?
We have none this month.
No communications, so we move that to new business.
First item we have here is the approval, seeking approval to hire Pros Consulting for the master plan update. They were the company that was selected prior to this for the previous master plan. So this is an update to that master plan. A lot of things are going to be just carried over, but there's still some surveys and public input and things like that. We're looking to get this started somewhere around January of this year to kind of start the process. It is a year-long process. It is due to the DNR by February of 27. So, but as the input goes, and it just takes time for all the other programs and input that we contribute to the plan. So, and with all the public and meetings out in the parks and things like that for public input meetings. So, the board will be involved in this if you guys choose to. I believe we can have up to 2 members. So I believe Mike will probably pick those members that will be on that committee.
Okay, now, when do those members need to be chosen?
Not until we'll get a schedule and things like that, or kind of where we're at and time frame, so that everybody has an idea to know. But it'll be in January sometime. Okay. By the there's a lot of information prior to that.
And that'll be on the agenda.
Yes.
Okay. Any questions on this? It's again, it's a request for a quotation for the addition or the remake or the adjustments to this, the one that was already done.
And we did solicit three vendors for this update, and Pros Consulting was the lowest bidder at $32,575.
Is there anything specifically you want to call out on this quotation, Eric?
No, I believe it covers everything to meet our DNR's requirements for grant funding, not only through the city and the park department. So a lot of places need this plan in place.
And this is covering from when to when? Is this on second to the last page? Is that what it covers? October of 28 to 2025. Project start date December 1st.
Yeah, there'll be a schedule that comes out. Once the company gets hired, we'll have a schedule actually of things that need to be completed, during that time frame, during the time of data collection and public input.
But this quotation is for the service from the year 2027 to 2031, or
Correct, that is the master plan.
Yeah.
That is the time frame of the master plan. So in 2029, we will be doing this again for the upcoming master plan.
because I'm having trouble finding, is there a particular month of both 27 and 31 that it goes to and through? Or just the year itself?
Just the year itself, calendar year.
And the price paid, I don't see the,
32,000. If you look at the front, there should be a breakdown on there that's on the spreadsheet. So if you look at the front page, you have, yes,
oh. Here it is.
that's all the companies that were solicited, 6 companies, and we had 3 responders.
All right. It's kind of surprising, the price spread for the 3 quotations.
Yeah, it is a spread. I can assume that, obviously, since it was done in the format that was already previously done, there's probably some time savings and cost savings there.
Any other questions from the board?
This will also go to Board of Works.
No questions. Does anybody want to try to do the motion? We don't have Ben here today, so either I'll do it or one of you two can volunteer either way.
All right, Don Lindsay, making a motion to approve the vouchers starting with invoice number 6873.
Whoa, no.
Oh, that's not it?
No.
No, then okay, I'm not gonna do it.
No, okay. Now, we're on the master plan quote on the agenda, first item of new business.
So just this one sheet.
This is the quote numbers, this was the packet for the information. So, all right, still open. Don, any other questions?
No.
We just want to make sure we're all okay with this. So I'll make a motion to approve the request for quotation for pro consulting for the year 2027 to 2031 for the parks and professional services for our parks and recreational master plan.
Allison
And
Thomas.
if you would, put the amount in there.
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah. For 32,575.
Allison Thomas, second.
Okay. Any other questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes. Okay.
Thank you. The next thing we have is a quote for concrete sealer, which is used on the skate park. And it is time for us in next year to reapply that to the skate park area. And this is the sealer that was used originally and then it was recoated one more time, and so we want to make sure we use the same sealer or penetrating sealer to continue the longevity of the skate park. So I don't want it where it's mixing or we have a refusal of the product, so we've kind of stayed with the same product. And that's from Evercrete in the amount of $3,024.56.
And the Parks Department just sprays it on manually, it's.
We do. Yep, we just spray it on with a pump sprayer. And
That's to keep the moisture from getting into the cracks.
yes, it helps with the porosity of it and repel water and drying out the concrete. And,
I think that's a good preventive measure on future cracking, right?
yes, it is.
You guys got any questions from the board?
None.
I'll entertain a motion.
Allison Todd, I move to approve the quote for concrete sealer from Evercrete Corporation for sealant for the skate park totaling $3,024.56.
Tom Woodley, second.
Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes.
Reading is really helpful. I looked quickly and I was like, 1 5-gallon pail is $2,784.
Next item is for 6 picnic tables from Belson Outdoors is the lowest bidder. And those are recycled picnic tables that the plastic that we have in the park system. We're looking to expand that into other parks also. So we're moving towards that, removing a lot of the wooden picnic tables. And we also have in next year's money to put in some pads for these tables inside of the park system. So we have some ADA compliance around these. Good. And Belson is the lowest at $7,840.94.
So good. Also, that plastic wood makes it easier to clean up.
Yes, yeah. And then a lot of that can be repaired, so we actually, if somebody refuses it, we have the capability of heating that top up, adding material back into it, sanding that back in, so we do repair them.
Any questions from the board? I'll entertain a motion.
Don Woodley makes a motion to accept the bid from Belson Outdoors for the picnic tables in the amount of $7,840.94.
Allison Todd, second.
Any other questions or comments? Okay. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes. These are nice looking tables.
It's the same ones that are out here on the back porch.
Oh, okay.
So we have those stationed out there, and then they're out in the back here too.
I take it then all of them will have that open end.
Next item is a request for approval to hire SES for our health and safety training for our employees. The city has kind of gone to this. Other departments, we were the only ones that were really doing in-house training. So now we are going to step up into making sure that everything is compliant as it relates to OSHA and training that is specialized in the park system too, so we'll do that. And this is they'll work on SDS, and they'll work on emergency action plans, things like that. So we'll things that we normally have already done, we're gonna have a company now, and they'll be in nice binders and ready for presentation if need be. And that's in the amount of $6,000 annually for that service.
along with the brochure and manuals, will they also conduct the training?
Yes, they will do in-house training, yep.
Is that for 1 year?
That is for 1 year.
Is the 6,000 just for us, or is that citywide?
That is just for us. Each department does their own contract, at this point.
No, I'm glad to see it.
And the back page kind of shows some of the breakdown of what they do in the first quarter, second quarter. Like I said, this is kind of just a general ballpark. It's not specialized exactly to the park department, but it is the things that are outside, and mowing and heat, exhaustion, that type of stuff. So in the winter, it'll be snow and ergonomics and things like that, so.
I have a question. I know that the Lily Park, there are AEDs in the snack houses. Where would they be located when those places are closed down? Is there an AED that is accessible to the public if we happen to have an emergency of someone in the park?
During business,
During business hours or in any hours?
there's nothing outside. Right now, we have 2 that are in the concession stands.
Yeah.
Down here in Little League, we have 1 up here in this facility. We have 1 in the office, 1 in the program center, 1 in our maintenance shop, and then 1 that is carried portably to program events.
Now, during business hours, is this building open? So then if, something happens during daylight hours, there is no access
Correct.
to the park property.
Correct. Yeah, they're about $1,800.
Oh, I know.
They're expensive, and just as from a security standpoint, but, we've never had where they've been available out there for the public, other than at events.
I would assume, and I'm just assuming here, but if it's a city authorized or sponsored event, we could be liable, and that's when we have the open rescue equipment or whatever possible there. If somebody outside sponsors a organization in the park, an event, then they have insurance to carry that. So really,
Is that something that we require then when we are allowing someone to have an event in the park that's not part of the city, that they have as part, not just their insurance coverage, but also that they have an AED present?
That's a board decision. I don't see that as a norm. I can see it as it would be a nice service, obviously. But usually rescue units are within a few minutes, at least for the city of Auburn. But yeah, time is also very valuable in that time frame. So, I don't see it across the board with other park systems.
I'm just looking at it as we approve someone to use our facilities and we make sure that they have insurance. However, we still probably part of the deep pockets if something were to happen. If a cardiac event took place and someone were to die because response was not quick enough.
Yeah,
So
and
just
whether
look
somebody
at-
would even perform that, there's laws that they're not liable, they don't have. to.
Oh, yeah, there's
And-
the bystander, I mean,
Right.
the Good Samaritan law.
Yes.
yeah, because with that equipment, you have to have somebody trained to use it. Depends on the organization, who do they have trained to use that equipment?
Actually, no. There's directions that come with it.
Yeah.
Just because I've been through the training with the Department of Corrections. And you open it up and it turns it on and it tells you exactly what to do. But I just wondered,
You know, I've never heard it being on the board, I've never heard it being requested or anyone requesting it, so this is though a very good step
For
that
us,
the Parks Department is taking, so that people are aware of this, what it is.
to include the MSDS for people working maintenance and things like that.
So I'll entertain a motion to approve if somebody wants to make it.
Allison Todd, I move to approve the quote,
It's a service.
proposal service?
agreement.
So we're just approving,
Mhm.
okay, I move to approve the SES safety services, to provide the Parks and Rec Department with annual training, safety training.
A second, Don Winslow
Put
second.
the cost in there for the
Which is
$6,000.
$6,000.
annual.
Yes, and for the annual cost of $6,000.
Don, you second.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes. Thank you.
I didn't realize.
That's all right, I let it off.
Yeah.
With the wrong, so we're good. We're good.
We appreciate the enthusiasm though, it's fine.
I have, the next item is for the replacement of the HVAC system in this building. This has 2 furnaces and AC condensers on the exterior. They were put in 2006. So we want to make sure that we don't have any freeze-ups or loss that is costly to us. So this is a preventative action to assist with the update of the AC unit here for the Reedy Park Lodge. And this is in the amount of $16,460. Low bidder was Masters Heating and Plumbing. We did receive 3 quotes on this.
And these will be the new HVAC units that won't require the old.
Right, correct. And they're more efficient, so we have a SEER 16 for our condensers on the outside, standard. Right now, I think it's like 14.2, and then this also goes up to a 96% efficiency on this, so this will help also with use of utility bills and just use of resources.
I was just curious what the warranty was on
I think it's
It's on the backside.
that.
Yeah.
10 years for the heat exchanger, 5 for compressor.
I see it. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, 10-year heat exchange warranty, 5-year compressor, 1-year parts, 1-year labor. Okay.
A lot of them are lifetime, but once we go into commercial use, that's what this is doing. A lot of those are backed off down there.
Okay, any other questions or comments?
Out of curiosity, what's the timeline for outfield and new?
It won't take long. It'll probably be less than 3-4 days. So, yeah, it won't take long to break it down. The filtration is gonna be upgraded with this too. We're gonna go to a 4-inch filter where we're just running 1-inch filters now, so air quality will be improved.
Oh, yeah.
With approval, is there a schedule when this is going to go in? Not yet?
Until I get approval, it'll be recorded.
Oh, okay. Any other questions? All right.
So then I, Don Winsley, make the motion to approve the replacement our heating and cooling system from Masters Heat and Cooling, in the amount of $16,460
For the Reiki lot.
for the redesign.
Mike McCarroll, seconds that motion. Any further discussion or comment? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes.
The next line item is for Quonset hut overhead doors and operator replacements. We have Quonset hut 3 and 4 that we're looking for approval to replace the overhead doors and operators in those two buildings. There's two door on each side of each hut, so there's a north and a south door. This does also include, there was some damage to door number 3 north. The header was damaged and need to be replaced from the prior owners. So we're going to take care of that in this round. And there's some door damage on hut 3 on the south side on the side pillars that has to be repaired and replaced. And so this is low bidder was Bradley overhead door, replacement of the 4 doors, 4 operators, and some additional remotes. And this is in the amount of $29,559.26.
So this particular contract is for replacement and repair?
Yes, replacement and repair of those, the headers, and that includes the door trim around and some things like that, ceiling surfaces. But it does include the replacement of those, that header, steel header on that building, and then the side channel around the one side is damaged, and they're gonna have to cut that back out and re-weld that in. That'll make everything operate, because right now it catches on the top and the doors are just, they're falling apart, so. And these are the same doors that are currently on the 3 that were replaced in previous years.
And these Quonset hut doors are located
Across from the park office, and it'll be then on 3, which will be to the east. 1 is on the west side, and then just 1, 2, 3, and the 2 on the far end towards the east side.
Silly question, since I've never been in those huts before. Is it necessary to have north and south operating doors?
It is.
Do we have to drive through, or?
We do. We have, well, the one building we bring props in and out, and then we also have a trailer then that we have mowers on and things like that. So they just kind of drive that trailer. It's already hooked up through it. It'd be a little tougher if we just blanked off the door or secured it in some manner. So.
Any other questions or comments from the board? Okay, we're hearing none. I'll make a motion for Bradley to approve Bradley overhead door contract with the Parks Department, City of Auburn, to repair and replace Quonset hut doors, overhead doors, for the total amount of $29,559.26.
Allison Todd, I second.
Okay, motions and seconded. Any other comments or questions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Passes.
I would like to amend the agenda to add a swing set replacement at Smith Acres Park.
Smith Acres. Do I hear a motion to add to the approval for adding to the agenda of Smith Acres quote?
Oh, Allison Todd, I move to amend the agenda to reflect a quote from Miracle Recreation Equipment for a swing set replacement at Smith Acres Park.
Do I hear a second?
Second, Leslie seconds.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
None opposed, so go ahead, Mr.
So this is the replacement of a playground swing set that we currently have an antiquated one in there that's kind of separated from the other play structure. We're looking to upgrade that structure and add it to the continuation of where the current play structure at Smith Acres going to the north and actually putting the swing set in that area. That way it'll make sense for us adding mulch and things like that. The area it's in is really wet. So we're looking to relocate that area. While we do that, we're gonna add something in there that's gonna be a little bit more ADA compliant. So when we got some concrete work and things like that in there, this work will be done by, park staff. So we will do this in-house, the installation. And low bid is Miracle Recreation, and that is the company that we supply that supplies parts to us, so we don't carry a lot of extra things, but the things we do carry, we want to make sure that we're not allowed to replace parts with different companies with playground structure for liability reasons. So this fits in to that model, and that'll be in the amount of $9,738. That will include 2 lap belts, 2 bucket swings for tops, and then a therapeutic swing and a kind of a mommy and me swing where you have a bucket seat on one side and then the adult can be on the opposite side.
Oh, that's cool.
Does the board have any further comments or questions?
The spot that you're moving it from because it's low, anything can be done,
We'll just reseat it.
just reseed it.
Any other questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion.
I, Don Winsley, I'd like to make a motion to approve the replacement of the swing set at Smith Acres by Miracle Recreation Equipment Company at the cost of $9,738 with the labor to be done in-house.
Allison Todd, second.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. None opposed? Passes. Is that it, Eric?
That is it for the new business that I have. Thank you.
All right, next on the agenda is old business. Do we have any old business?
Just to report on one that I brought up last meeting, that I gained an appointment with the mayor to talk about the lights, the crossing lights. So I'm gonna add that up and we'll report back to the board on what was discussed.
When's the meeting scheduled?
I'm waiting for that to come back.
Okay. All right, done, thank you. Yep. Any other old business?
I have
Okay. Next next item on the agenda is superintendent updates.
First thing here, I wanted to kind of give you guys the counts for the 2025 trail counts, and so you each have some bar graphs there in front of you that kind of shows some trends over the last few quarters, and we're into the third quarter. So we're right on track as to hit that 41 to 43,000 individuals passing that counter. So
That's just me, that's amazing. Number of people use our trail system as it gets farther along.
I did want to just point out the Auburn Waterloo Trail. There's additional counts in there, which is good to see, but we're seeing, there's a little trend from previous use to now, and we're seeing an uptick also using that Auburn Waterloo Trail since it was further developed. So
Yeah, I think the housing development along the trail itself probably helps with that.
that's all I have on that. I'm going to go over a few things. The Parks Department's been winterized, so all the restrooms are closed at this time, and the drinking fountains are all winterized. So we have everything winterized at this point for the winter months. So the next item I have is the Halloween walk. And I wanted to kind of give you some numbers of what we saw during the Halloween walk. Did anybody have a chance to swing through there and go through?
I forgot that I was going to be up in St. Marie.
Oh, that's a good place.
I was at a soccer tournament in Indy and they made the championship, so we were back later than I wanted to be, or later than the Halloween walk was going on Sunday night.
All right, so I'll give you kind of the information here we had 5 days of operation. The first weekend we had cancellation on Sunday due to weather, rain. So we had one cancellation, but we did have 5,098 people through the walk. In the 5 days, we had $3,043 in donations. We had $3,200 in sponsorships. And then we had 998 canned and food donated that went to the Catholic charity food bank. So all in all, a great walk. We had a lot of positive comments and feedback throughout the park. So I want to thank my staff on record here. They're the ones that make a lot of this happen and put the time in, the month and a half that it takes to put the thing together and get it set up. And then the operation on it, a lot of extra time went into it by the staff members. So I want to give them thanks and credit for all of that.
I did hear the costumes were pretty good.
Yeah, yep, costumes went good. We saw a lot of adults, kids in costumes, which is really cool to see. We had 5 live characters every night. So sometimes it's hard to find volunteers. So we had some staff members in costumes. So great interactive experience for a lot of people.
Now, is that 5,098, is that pretty normal? I know it's weather
It is weather dependent.
permitted, but is that fairly normal or?
That is good. That's good for us. That's a good number. But we did have good weather too. So we have had as many, I believe, as 6,000 is close to our record. So, but it was a great year, great weather. So we're very pleased with that.
I assume they liked the theme and
Yep.
everybody had a good time just relating.
Yeah, our kind of our demographics for this walk is that 4 to 12. So that's kind of where we work inside of that. Right now, staff's tearing down the Halloween walk. We're working on Christmas walk, so we will start putting that, turning that over into the Christmas walk. So the Christmas walk is December the 5th, 6th, and 7th, and 12th, 13th, and 14th of this year.
And I've got the Santa Claus.
And you have the Santa Claus, yes, you do. And that'll be from 6 until 8.
Well, let's hope we have as good a weather over the Christmas as we did for Halloween.
I hope so. Wanted to give you an update. I do have an update on the bridge at Everett Park, the limestone caps. They're the part that's been delayed here for approximately 6 to 8 weeks. From when they were originally supposed to be delivered, and they were ordered probably somewhere around the end of July. So we're still waiting on those. I do have a delivery date of November the 12th for them to be close to on-site, but it involves concrete, mortar, that type of stuff, so we have to make sure that the weather's conducive not to freeze and break and fall apart. So, but that is the final step on that project. Is the lights are already in-house, ready to go. We just need the caps. So hope to have that finished up before the end of the year. But if we don't, it'll be in the next year. That's all that I have for updates.
Any guest concerns or announcements from the guests?
You're out of sequence here on vouchers, but I'll take it.
Oh, that's right. Well, go ahead. Go ahead. I'll do the vouchers after you talk. Go right.
Great. I'm Kevin Webb, and I know you missed me the last couple of meetings because I wasn't here. I was at the BCA meeting for some city stuff going on, so felt my presence needed to be there for that. I do want to thank everybody for what you guys do, and having the speakers work, and I could hear everything everybody was saying today, so I'm not gonna whine about that. So, not that I'm a whiner, but, I do have some items to kind of kick around that I met with the mayor on Monday, and planted the seed for the light thing, and he said he was going to need to research if we are in control of that light, because it was installed by the county. So, yeah, continue with that.
Yeah, all right.
I did, mention, and they're not gonna be, if they do, if the city owns it, we're not gonna be able to put a crossbar like over at the other
No.
street, but suggested maybe a push button, different lights, because I think people get desensitized when the lights flash all the time, so continue on.
Yep, thank you.
I'm out of sequence here. So, we talked about concrete sealer, and I mentioned to Eric before that, you need to look in the future of more sealing of more concrete that the city parks have, because, concrete needs sealed. It's not as critical as asphalt, because asphalt, it wears away. That's why you seal asphalt, it wears away. Concrete, and you can look at the older concrete, park lot here, and you can kind of see the surface looks a little different. And concrete's like a sponge, so if you don't seal it, in 5 years or whatever, 6 years after, then the surface will start freezing and crumbling. So here you have a nice hard concrete structure, and the surface starts crumbling, and then it's hard to repair and maintain. So need to really look at sealing concrete in around the concession stands or whatever, just kind of keep an eye on that, and over time, and that's my suggestion on that. So, I looked at the docket, which you're going to talk about here in a few minutes, and you have the Ricky park open pavilion electric bill of $477. And I thought, that sounds like a lot of money. So I looked at previous dockets, and I think last month was like $390 some dollars. And the month before that may have been 300 and some odd dollars. And I'm like, well, okay. So I looked at the spring, I kind of looked, and they were $77 to $80 a month for like 3 months in a row in the spring. So I drove down there today and have on-off switch for it, the lights. So my guess is young people are going in there after dark and hanging out, turning the lights on and maybe leaving them on all night long. So we have a $400 upcharge on electricity in there. And so I would suggest too, you could have the police check your 10 o'clock close time and see if they're out there and have the lights on or whatever, or maybe install a timer just before the switch that it cuts the power at 10 o'clock, because that's what the sign says, park's closed at 10 o'clock. Because it's kind of crazy to spend $400 a month on electric, so the kids can hang around out there till midnight or whatever, you know, and I'm assuming that, I haven't been out there and I haven't driven around, but I did want to point that out, that just caught my eye. So, and being on the council, I look for that kind of stuff on the council docket, so something that stuck out.
Well, thank you, it's,
And I can add some clarification to that too, Kevin. So it has Reiki Open Pavilion, but it actually includes both the concessions. So that meter that's right there, where the transformer station is, just on the south, on the west side, that is for all of that. Also the concession, or the pavilion, but it also runs the north and south quad for the electric.
So then while baseball is going on, the electric,
Well, it's still, you had spring, bills, you know, $70, $80 a month, and now you're $477, so something is out of kilter on that. I appreciate it if you guys kind of look into it. And I thought there were separate listings for the concessions.
There is for water and sewer.
Water and sewer.
Yeah. And so if they utilize any of the overhead lights and things like that during games, and that's where that charge comes from.
Well, I appreciate it if you just kind of look into it,
Yes,
see if there's something going on there, because, you know, $400 a month, that's a lot of money. I appreciate that. And then the other last thing I would want to talk about is, I missed the last two meetings, and I hate to do that, because I'm a liaison, and I want to do what I can for you guys, and I appreciate you listening to me, and I would appreciate, since the BZA meeting's on the same time, I'd like, hopefully you would consider next year possibly moving to a different time, location's fine and all that stuff, but possibly a different time, that we don't conflict with another City of Auburn meeting. Just a suggestion there to better serve the citizens out there. So that's all I got. Thanks.
okay, thank you very much. Okay, now I will entertain us reviewing the vouchers. As we've already discussed some of that already. Does anybody, as you're reviewing, have any other comments about any other items on the vouchers that you have questions about?
what is the possibility then, going on to what Kevin was talking about, of separating out the concession stands? Because supposedly that's supposed to be a self-sustaining, whatever money they make, they're supposed to keep that operation going. Would it be possible to hook that up to where,
Not that I'm aware of. I mean, it runs back three-phase back there. There's an inverter back there. Solid state inverter that runs all of it back there, yeah, it's big cable and goes back in there, because obviously it feeds all the lights, and those things are 1,500 watts a piece, and it's a lot of juice. So there's always been plans to upgrade that to LED lighting to save on some efficiency of that, but it takes, each quad is probably about a $450,000 investment. So we have a north and south quad, so $800 and some thousand to update that to LED lighting. So it's always been on my list, but it's a pretty good. There's other demands or other needs in the park system beyond that.
But still, I do like Kevin's suggestion as to why so much of an increase.
Sure, no, I can definitely get with Kevin on that and find out what.
Because that's what concerns me as much as anything else is you're down here and then all of a sudden, and we just need, okay, what happened here versus here.
I can check and see if it's 2 months or whatever that is. We can dig into that. Not a problem.
Does that also take into effect that the rates go up higher during the summer because of air conditioner uses and things of that nature?
No rate hikes for that.
So, place I've lived before, your electric rate, fuel, and water, if you do your laundry at a certain time, water rate is cheaper, and if you use your air conditioner at certain times,
Yeah, I'm not aware of any seasonal rate changes or anything like that.
That's out in Arizona.
No, yeah.
you know, it's,
I don't know if anybody noticed, but Eric, do you want to mention the new bucket you want to purchase?
That's a big purchase. That was,
Page 4.
yeah, that was a bucket ditching bucket for us to lay in some pipes. It's a smooth to keep the bucket. So,
We covered that in the previous meeting.
you
Yeah,
guys.
we approved it.
Mhm. Yep, so it's been bought.
Yeah. Any other comments or questions on the vouchers? Okay, now Don, if you want to make, I'll entertain it.
okay. I, Don Leverly, make the motion to approve the vouchers for October, starting with voucher 6873 and ending with 96780. The total amount of $12,280.44.
Mike McCarroll, seconds. Any other comments or questions? I'll entertain a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Passes. Actually, in the net part, it's actually a lot lower.
I was gonna say, it sounded less than it has been in the past.
Yeah. But again, I do appreciate that. It passed P2 as you you see them every month. We don't generally look at history when we're reviewing these things. So I think it was a very good point to bring up. And again, we should look at any costs like that, recurring costs, if there's any trends up or down. Okay, so bearing any other comments or questions?
While I was up at Sault Ste. Marie, I was invited up there to sing the national anthem for Alumni Weekend, and I was talking up the city of Auburn and fielding questions on the museum, talking about the trails that we have here. And actually, there was some interest of those wanting to come down to visit the museum and use our trail system. So I was pretty stoked that people are interested in that.
Any other comments? All right, the last announcement will be the next park board meeting will be on the 25th of November at 6 p.m. at 3T Park Lodge. entertain a motion to adjourn.
Allison Todd, I move to adjourn.
Okay. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everyone. What day is it? What day is the week of the 25th?
2 days before
2
Thanksgiving.
days, 2 days.
Yeah.
Are we not gonna be able to make it?